So, Mr. Wells, was it? I understand you want to be my new producer and that you've got a lot of crazy ideas for this show. For instance, you want to move the location of my studios?
We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire. Every July, peas grow there.
Let me stop you right there. I'm allergic to peas. You'd have a lot of responsibilities on this show. Do you think you could get my lunch every day?
Here under protest is beef burgers.
Not bad, not bad. I was thinking of sushi, but that's fine. Now, you'd also need to know a lot about comic books. Do you think you could give me a concise review of the series Final Crisis?
This is a lot of shit. You know that.
Fair enough. You, sir, are a quick read. Mr. Wells, I'm prepared to offer you a position. You'll start immediately, be paid no money, and your chief responsibility will be to hold me when a bunch of internet trolls say my humor is forced. And they always say that.
No money is worth it.
Mr. Wells, come back! Damn! I would have looked thin standing next to him. Enjoy the show. Mr. Wells! Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Book Issues. I'm your host, the Last Angry Geek. Now, many of you may not know, but my driving ambition for many years was to become a comic book penciler, to draw the superheroes that I'd spent so many years reading about. There was only one thing standing in my way. I sucked. So I switched over to writing and got involved with an independent publisher, wrote several scripts that never saw the light of day because the publisher spent too much money and went out of business before any of its books ever saw print. So, now I do this. God! Where was I? Oh, right. I have tremendous respect for comic book artists. When I go to conventions, my favorite things to do are get sketches for my book or line up commissions from the artists there. There are so many artists with different styles all trying their hands at the sequential arts. And as the comic books have gotten more and more mainstream acceptance, so have their artists. So today, we're going to look at 3 books. 52, The Covers by J.G. Jones, Cover Run by Adam Hughes, and Apes and Babes by Frank Cho. Can comic book art be enjoyed in a non-story format? Is it really art? Let's try and figure it out together, Our first book today is 52, The Covers by J.G. Jones. J.G. Jones got his big break as a penciler on the critically acclaimed Marvel Boy, written by Grant Morrison. From there he went on to pencil a graphic novel called Wonder Woman, the Hackedia, the Image miniseries Wanted, and worked with Grant Morrison again, providing interior art for DC's Final Crisis. Along the way, people noticed he was a damn good cover artist, and he began providing covers for books like Villains United and Why, the Last Man. When DC decided to follow up Infinite Crisis with its first ever weekly series 52, one of the ideas they had for the book was to use one artist for the covers in order to give the series a sense of consistency. Jones was hired and took on the mind-numbing task of providing one cover a week, instead of the more usual pace of one a month. 52, The Covers, is a collection of all the covers Jones did for this series, as well as extra covers for the eventual collections and the novelization. The book breaks down this way. On the left side, you get the preliminary sketch or sketches for that cover, as well as commentary by Jones on his inspiration and struggles to capture the issue's big moment or themes. On the right side is the finished cover, sans type or UPC codes. The book also includes a foreword by 52's editor, Mark Chiarello, an article on coloring the covers by the book's colorist, Alex Sinclair, and even a section of unused cover concepts. I really feel that of all 3 books, this one is the best look into the practical process of cover creation. By putting the sketches right next to the final pieces and having the artist discuss what he was trying to accomplish with the art, you really get a feel for the creation of a cover. How it goes from a crude idea on how to capture and sell what's happening inside the book to the final inked and colored artwork. My one complaint is about the actual book itself. This book is 8.5 by 11. That means it's the same size as a regular comic book. The nice thing about art books is they usually come out in a much larger size, so you can just appreciate the work that much more, but not in this case. Still, it's a fun book for both art enthusiasts and casual comic book lovers, and is the perfect companion to 52, the series. I give 52, The Covers, 3 out of 5 stars. Now, the next book is something of a guilty pleasure for me. I've long been a fan of certain artists, and one of my absolute favorites is Adam Hughes. So let's take a look at his first ever commercially released art book. Cover Run, the DC Comics art of Adam Hughes. Adam began his mainstream career by penciling Justice League of America in the 80s. From there, he went on to pencil books like The Legion of Superheroes and Gen 13. But along the way, people began to notice that he drew a darn nice female figure, and he started getting more and more pinup work. He became a true name in the industry when he was hired as the regular cover artist for first Wonder Woman and then later Catwoman. And at conventions, he's one of the most sought-after commission artists of all time. Now, his commission work is beautiful, but his lists are so long that you have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting a commission from Adam Hughes. Still, I'd recommend everyone try it, as his work is just fabulous. He's an amazing artist, and I'm not just saying that to kiss his ass in the hopes that the next time he comes to Chicago, I get a commission from him. Although if he's watching, Adam, the next time you see me at a convention, you will remember to do a commission for the fat guy with a beard and poor personal hygiene. Yes, there. That description should make me stand out from everyone else at a comic book convention. Cover Run is a collection of his work for DC Comics, starting with his early JLA work, and then going on to his Wonder Woman and Catwoman covers. It also covers his DC covers for other miniseries and ongoings, and finally details his poster work and the various statues and busts that are based on his drawings. Unlike 52, this book is larger than 8.5 by 11, so you can enjoy these works at a larger than normal scale. Like 52, Adam provides commentary on his covers. But rather than telling how he tried to capture story elements, it's usually more commentary on the artistic process itself. How he tried to work Art Nouveau influences into Wonder Woman, or what colors work best to contrast Rose and Thorn. Still, Adam's natural sense of humor sneaks in from time to time, and his genuine love of these characters is evident. My only complaints, and they are few, is that while every cover he's done for DC is represented, not all are blown up. Some are only shown opposite page of the full artwork in a shrunk-down thumbnail size. Still, he had only so many pages to work with. Now, if you see Adam at a convention, I encourage you to stop by his table and pick up some of his self-published sketchbooks as well. They're full of commission work and sketch work, which, while not as refined as his final published art, is just as beautiful and sometimes very entertaining. In fact, many artists out there put out sketchbooks that they sell just at conventions, and they're a lot of fun to pick up. Now, if you're a Hughes devotee like I am, this book is a must-have. To everyone else, I still recommend you get it and give it 4 out of 5 stars. Apes and Babes by Frank Cho. Frank Cho started out drawing a little strip for his college newspaper called University Squared. He then went to the big times by translated University Squared into a nationally syndicated strip, Liberty Meadows. But after being frustrated by censorship issues and a decline in circulation, he did what few comic strip artists, if any, have ever done. He jumped from comic strips to comic books. He began by filling in for the Dodsons on Mark Millar's Spider-Man run, became the initial artist on Brian Bendis' Mighty Avengers, and is now drawing the new Ultimates for Marvel's Ultimate line. Some might say the title gives it all away, but Apes and Babes by Frank Cho does in fact contain a lot of drawings of attractive women, or babes, as the kids like to say, and of course several illustrations of furry primates, also known as gorillas, or apes. The first part of the book is filled with his cover art from books like Mighty Avengers and Miss Marvel, as well as spot illustrations he did for the current Marvel Universe action figure line. Mostly color work, but in the Avengers books you will get to see rough pencil sketches as well. The second part of the book is full of Jungle Girls, mostly from his Shauna the She-Devil miniseries. The next part is covers and character model sheets from Image's collections of the Liberty Meadows strip. The final part is the most inspired and artistic, I feel, as it's illustrations from Edgar Rice Burroughs' Princess from Mars series, some actual painted work, and even covers that Cho did for Dynamite's Red Sonja. All in all, the book is a lot of fun and shows Cho for what he is, a supremely talented cartoonist who bridged the gap into fine arts. Now, Frank is a very talented artist, and this book shows that, but where it suffers is that unlike 52 and Cover Run, there is no commentary by the artist. While the work certainly stands on its own, I like getting into the artist's head. What's admirable here is that this book has more to offer than straight-up superheroes, as the artwork does span the genres. I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. So there you have it. But the big question, is it art? Well, the best way I can answer that is to ask you a question. Have you ever bought a certain title just because of who was drawing it? Did you ever go to a convention just because a certain artist was appearing there? Then you, like me, are the type of person who would enjoy these books. If the answer to those questions was no, then these probably aren't for you. But I will say that this is a boom industry, as more books on artists like Alex Ross, Jim Lee, and Todd McFarlane are coming out. It's safe to say that this type of book is just getting started. I'm the Last Angry Geek. This is Comic Book Issues. Thanks for watching. Adam, I realize my earlier description was too vague. You will now do a commission for the man on the internet who has an opinion about something and likes the way you draw eyes. No, better yet. I'll wear a red carnation and say the phrase, "The bird flies at midnight." Oh.